Record. All right. Hello, Diamond. It's so awesome to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I know you guys know me as the text message monster, but I'm just trying to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence of informing you guys of where to be and when until we all get used to this new routine. It's been a new transition. It's been a lot of changes. And so I'm just doing my part to help us get all on the same page, okay? So I know you guys are like, oh, she's blowing up my phone or my cell or my computer. And I apologize, but I just want to make sure you guys know when to come to class, okay? All right, so welcome, 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 everybody. I'm going to show you my Canvas page because I want to make sure that everybody's knowing where to find my information because I didn't get too many of the assignments returned. And I was really looking forward to getting those because I have so many IEP meetings coming up and I don't know you guys. And so it's hard to give them data when I don't have any, right? Because I was not your teacher last year. Last year, you were in a whole different school. And so I'm trying to learn where you are right now so that I can help you get to where you need to be for your IEP goals. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Hopefully you could see that. You can talk to me on the chat. You don't have to put the camera on. That is okay. I don't like being on camera either. And so I'm not going to make you do that. But talk back to me a little bit, just a little bit. All right. So give me a chat, some kind of let me know that I did this right and you can see my screen and that you see my dashboard from my Canvas pages. Who's not shy? Just give me a yes, no, maybe so. Yes, Diamond, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you, Adolfo, awesome. All right, so what's crazy is when I am sharing my screen, everything disappears. So, okay, I see the chat now a little bit. Okay, all right, all right. Thank you, all right, so you can see it. So I'm not sure because this is my first time using Canvas. I set it up the way I think I was supposed to, and I've added everyone in that's supposed to come to my classes. So some of you have to come on Mondays at 3 o'clock your time. It is 2 o'clock for me. It is 2:22 right now for me. So it's 3:22 for you. I apologize, first of all, that it's such a late day class, but I'm hit the ground running at 8 in the morning. And I am in classes, as some of you see, all day long, tracking to make sure you guys come to class and don't need help in those classes. So this is the only block of time that I have available, which is at the end of the day. So hopefully you guys have a good break in between and don't go to sleep and forget about me at 3 o'clock, okay? And it's gonna take time. This is only week 2 for me. I did not have classes the first 2 weeks. I just started last week because it took me a long time to get ready with the IEPs and sending it out to your teachers and making the schedule and then making the schedule again and then making the schedule another time. So I have 3 classes. ELA Resource 1 is on Mondays, and that's for all of my friends. If you have an invitation, is because on your IEP, it required you to have reading comprehension and fluency progress on those goals outside of the general ed classroom, which is, this is the special ed resource classroom, so it's extra support. On Tuesdays at 3 o'clock, I have a second ELA because the ELA was the high number. I had a lot of friends that needed ELA support, which is cool. And this one was for my friends who have IEP goals for written expression and decoding, okay? And then today, Wednesday, is my third one, which is math. And it is gonna be all of the above. Most of my friends have goals for math calculation and problem solving. And so that's what we're working on when we come together. Different things pulled from what I see in the math classes that I'm going to, and then things that are specifically targeting what's in your IEP, okay? So this class is gonna be kind of maybe just boring because I'm just talking to show you how to find everything and get all of you up to speed, okay? So if you're in any of these classes and you click on one of them, it should take you to a home page. And each class has assignments that are due this week and next week. So please try and get those in, because that quizzes, they expire and then I have to reset them. Then I have to do a whole bunch of stuff to save the data and stuff. So they expire on the 31st, I believe, because it only lets me schedule them for 2 weeks at a time, okay? My main class page comes up with my video that gives you guys a little bit information about me. It gives you information on how to log in with the password, the time. I'm working with 7th to 9th grade students. And if you go down to announcements, when I have a live recording that's ready to be posted, that's where I'm going to be posting them. So I already put one from last week. Last week, we didn't have a live class where I was teaching because I was giving the tutorial of where to find everything. And then my friends that came was able to do their diagnostics, okay? I also this weekend uploaded this link right here. And this link is just YouTube video playlist that I created on my YouTube page of different things that I saw that's on everyone's IEP goals. So if you're having a little bit of difficulty with any of these topics and you open up this link, my PDF is going to open, and all of the links are for ELA and math, and they're live. So when you click on it, it's going to take you right to YouTube, and you're going to see 5 to 15 different videos that you don't have to watch all of them. You might see one that looks interesting, click on that one and be like, oh, I get it now. I'm good. I'm ready to do the assignment. Or you might have to watch another one and say, that one made me more confused. Let me try another one. So this is like just a resource. It's not an assignment, okay? The assignments are under the assignment. And I only have, this is not graded, okay? This is just for me to get a picture of where you are presently performing at in math and reading, okay? That's it. No one's gonna see the scores. It's not going on your report card. It's not going home to mom, dad. It's just to collect data for your IEP goals. That's it, okay? So for math, there was 2, a middle school math diagnostic and a word problems diagnostic, okay? Each question is a window of 15 minutes. Of course, you don't need to use the whole 15 minutes, then you click to the next question. But 15 minutes was the maximum amount of time I can give you for each question. And so that's what I did, because some of you are using calculators, some of you are using paper pencil, and some of you need thinking time. And so I did that for you. Keep in mind, it's gonna expire and go bye-bye on January 31st, okay? So their quizzes, I'm sure I've seen some of you in your classes use this already. You click here for the quiz, it's gonna open up in quizzes, and it's kind of like a game format, but it's gonna print me a report. It tells me who did it. I can see what questions you got right. I can see what questions you got wrong. And then it helps me know what lessons to plan while we're in this class, okay? Here's a link to an online calculator if you don't have like a calculator like this or something. There's a calculator there for you, okay? So for today, only a few of you came, so some of you have done this already. If you haven't, please try and get it done by January 31st, which is not this weekend, but next weekend. The first assignment, which was the Tell Me About You survey, is just a cute survey so I can get to know your learning style and how do you like being taught. and then gives me some information about you. This is going to expire on January 28th, which is this weekend. Okay. So try and do that. It's not hard. Everything that I have there has a read aloud. So it's going to read everything that you see on the screen to you out loud if you turn that feature on when you open it up. Okay. Some of you have it defaulted on. Some of you might have to turn it on. What else? And it's the same thing for the ELA. But since this is math, I decided to show you in math. Of course, in the tests here are different for ELA, but the format is the same. You have 2 diagnostics for ELA as well, okay? And I put them in both courses. You only have to take it 1 time. So it's repeated in ELA 1 and ELA 2, because some of my friends that are on Monday's class are not in Tuesday's class. And some people who are in Tuesday's class are not in Monday's class. So I put the same test in both of them, okay? And so that's pretty much it. I just really want everybody to get that done, because I've been having meetings and I really need the data to get a good picture of where you guys are. We understand that it's been a crazy, crazy transition. And even if you didn't change schools, the last 2 years of education with the COVID virus and schools closing and just things going virtual and being on lockdown, everybody's in a different situation. And so there's no judgment and there's no problem. We just want to see where you are now so that we can make a good plan to help you get where you need to be, okay? Does anybody have any questions about anything? Okay, so the only other thing before I let you go, because I'm gonna, for Adolfo, Riley, and Jaquan, I think you guys are good. But for Joshua and Diamond, since it's your first time, I know you haven't done anything. So I'm gonna stop talking to give you time to find that while I'm here, in case you need help navigating that, so you can get those assessments done while I'm sitting here. And then for Jaquan, Riley, and Adolfo, I'm going to put some things in the chat for you guys to do, so that you guys are not sitting here wasting time. And the thing that I wanted to go over today was how to use the calculator. So I'm going to show you guys a quick video on how to use the calculator. I'm going to give you another link for a calculator that has the features that you're going to see. Let me do that now, because even for my friends who are going to take the test, this would be a better calculator to use, okay? So let me throw this link in here for everyone. Okay, it's from Toolster. It's a scientific calculator. The video is going to go over how to use all of these functions, because you might see these on the diagnostic test. And that's going to help you guys who haven't done it maybe do even better. So that way I don't think you don't know how to do something and waste time teaching something you already know how to do. Okay, so hold on 1 second. Let me show you this video and then we'll get busy. Can everyone see the YouTube link pop up? Yes. All right, try and open up that, thank you, Adolfo. Try and open up that link with the calculator and kind of go through the steps with the instruction on the video, just to make sure, because I did it and I kept hitting the wrong keys and it wasn't coming out right, because it gets each calculator that you all have is different. And so just play and find the buttons as you watch the video of that link that I just sent you. So that way you can use that one all the time and you're used to using it and know what all those buttons mean. We're not getting too much in the scientific right now. We're just staying in the really basic parts of the calculator for right now, okay? So let me know, Adolfo, if you can hear it when I hit play, because that's sometimes my computer acts crazy.
Let's talk about how to use a simple calculator. We'll focus on all these keys in here. And we'll take it slowly to make sure you get it. Every basic calculator has an equals key, a key for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. There are some other keys as well, and we'll explore them. They can be very helpful in certain situations. Let's start out really easily. Let's take 3 and then add 6. We'd find out that equals 9. If we want to clear the calculator and start back at 0, we can hit the C key. The C key will clear the calculator. Now let's start with 8 and subtract 6. We find out that equals 2. Again, let's clear the calculator. Now let's try multiplication. Let's start with 7 and multiply by 6. We'd find that equals 42. Let's clear the calculator and then play with division. If we take 8 and divide by 2, we'd find that equals 4. So those are the simple keys for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Let's explore some of the other buttons that are on the calculator. Sometimes we don't have whole numbers and we have to deal with decimal places. When we do, we can use this key right here. So for example, if we start with 5.2 and then add 6, we find the answer is 11.2. Let's try one more of those. Let's say we had 10.9 and we wanted to multiply by 6. We'd find out that equals 65.4. The calculator makes it easy. Let's go ahead and clear the calculator. This button right here will take whatever value we enter and convert it from a positive value to a negative value. So for example, let's say we wanted to start with 8 and then add -3. We can type in 3 and then hit the plus minus button to make it negative. Now what we have is 8 plus a -3, and we find out that equals 5. Let's try that again just to make sure we get it. Let's say, let's clear our calculator first, that we want to multiply 9 times -6. I can type in 6 and make it negative. Now the answer that the calculator provides me will be 9 times -6, which equals -54. Let's go ahead and clear the calculator again. Let's explore these keys right in here. These keys are very helpful when we type in a value by mistake. So for example, let's say I start with 8 and I want to subtract 6, but I hit the 6 twice by mistake. If I hit the backspace key, one of those 6's will be deleted for me and I'm left with what I wanted, 8 minus 6, which equals 2. Let's go ahead and clear the calculator and try that again. If I started with 5 and I wanted to multiply by 8, but I hit 88, again, I can hit the backspace key to delete one of those 8's and be left with what I wanted, 5 times 8, which in this case equals 40. Let's clear the calculator. Sometimes you might want to clear an entry altogether, and that's what CE stands for, clear entry. So for example, let's say I start with 8 and I want to subtract 5, but I click in 55 by mistake. I can delete that whole thing, that whole 55, by hitting clear entry. Now I can simply type in the value that I wanted, 8 minus 5, which would equal 3. Let's clear the calculator and try that again. Let's say I have 75 and I want to subtract 25, but by mistake I key in 28. I can clear that entry. So by hitting CE, I will clear the 28, and now I can type in 25. 75 minus 25 equals 50. Let's go ahead and clear the calculator again. Let's explore these keys up in this row. Let's start with this one right here. What this is going to do is take 1 and put it over in a fraction, whatever I type in. So for example, if I type in 10, when I hit this key, it'll create a fraction that has 1 on the top and 10 on the bottom. 1 divided by 10, in this case, equals 0.1. Let's try that again. Let's say I type in 3 and I want to use the 1 over x button. It'll take 1 and divide by 3. 1 divided by 3 equals 0.33. Repeating. Let's clear the calculator and see what this button does. What this is going to do is take whatever value I key in and square it. When a number is squared, it's like multiplying that value times the same value. So for example, if I key in 5 and I hit x squared, it'll be like taking 5 and multiplying by 5. So 5x squared equals 25. Let's try that again. Let's take 6 and square it. You probably know that 6 times 6 equals 36. So when I key in the x squared key, the answer that I get is 36. Let's look at this key right here. This is the square root key. Let's clear our calculator. If I want to find the square root of 9, I key in 9 and hit my square root key, and that equals 3. Let's say I want to find the square root of 64. I can type in 64 and hit the square root key. That equals 8. Let's clear our calculator and talk about this last key right here. It's probably the most fun. It's the percent key. You might go to a store and find something that you want to buy that costs $10. But you know there's 7% tax that needs to be added. So in order for you to find out how much you'll need to pay overall, you're going to want to add 7%. And you can see the calculator calculated how much 7% of 10 is. And in this case, it's 70 cents. When I hit equals, it'll take that original price of $10 and add the tax of 70 cents, which would equal total $10.70. Let's clear the calculator and try that again. Let's say you saw something at a store for $10 and you saw a sign that it was on sale and it was 20% off. Now you can click minus 20%. 20% will be computed. It's $2. Now when we hit equals, the calculator will take the original price, $10, and subtract the $2 and find out that you would only need to pay $8. However, remember, there's going to be tax on that $8. So now let's add 7%. 7% of the $8 is 56 cents. So $8 plus 56 cents would equal $8.56. Calculators can be a lot of fun. They just take a little bit of practice. Happy computing.
And you remember that percentage when I go shop. All right. So this is the calculator that I shared with you. I want you to hit that little blue star. Well, it's white until you bookmark it, and then it'll turn blue, because that'll make it stay kind of in your file so that when you need a calculator, it's already, that website is saved to your computer. So here's the exponent key, or the square. Here's the square root key. Here's your percentage key. Here's your positive and negative for positive and negative numbers. It doesn't say clear everything, but this is your backspace, the arrow key that he referred to. And then the fraction key that he referred to is right here, 1 over x. So 1 over whatever number that you enter is going to convert it into a decimal to show it as a fraction, okay? All right, so that's it for now in a nutshell. I just want to show you one more time. Let me go back to my math dashboard. That video and a few others is part of that playlist I was talking about earlier. So if you're like, I need to watch that again, or I need a little bit more help, I'm still not understanding how to use the calculator functions of all the buttons, under announcements is your YouTube playlist resource guide. And I think it's in alphabetical order. Let me just check. So it's probably going to be towards the bottom for using a calculator. And my computer screen is, there it is. So using a calculator is the last one. So I'm gonna hit it so that you can see what happens right in that live document. When you hit any of those blue hyperlinks, it's gonna take you right to my YouTube playlist. And see, that's the first that first video we just watched is the first one. You might have one that looks like this. You might have one that looks like that. If you have one and you want to give me your model name, I can add that to the playlist as we go along, okay? So there, I just wanted to share that with you one more time. And now I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna even stop recording because now I want you guys to go into your Canvases. And if you need to take diagnostics or the surveys, go ahead and do that. For my friend Adolfo, Jaquan, and Riley, I'm getting ready to throw a link in the chat box for calculator practice. And my other friends, Diamond, Joshua, yes, Diamond and Joshua, you're welcome to do that also, but I'd rather you work on the diagnostics to get caught up first, okay? So let me, I didn't post it into the assignments because I didn't want anybody to feel like that would be a third assignment who's still catching up on the diagnostics. I was just making it available to whoever showed up today. All right, so let me stop sharing. Let me stop recording. Yes,